So I want to talk to you about being brutally honest. Brutally honest on social media, to be exact. So let's dive into it. So this has come up twice this week, which is kind of amazing. I'm actually doing a series for Rippling with Young Professionals and actually had somebody write into me about a scenario that they thought was incredibly unfair as they were in the final stages of what they thought they were going to get an offer. They're graduating here in May, super excited to start their career and get out there in the real world, and had been interviewing throughout the early spring with a firm that had really looked like it was going to be a good fit. And they were to the point where, hey, an offer is coming. And then it didn't. And so this person took it on their own initiative to reach out to the HR department and see what was going on and say, hey, look, I'm ready to start. I graduate May 15th. I'm ready to go. Let me know what else you need from me. They said they would not be extending the offer. And they couldn't understand why. They, of course, asked some questions, and they said, all I can tell you is that some additional research was done, and there were a few things that came up on your social media profiles that were concerning. Now, this young person thought that was incredibly unfair, and maybe to a degree it is, but the reality is that some of the things that have been posted were talking about this as a career path and how they were about to start the slog of being an adult, how they were about to start working for the man, how they were going to, basically sell their soul to this firm. And they were questioning publicly whether they should do that and whether they should be holding out for more money. These are all things that I know in the normal context of conversation that we could have with our friends, our family, etc. But when you put it on a public platform, now all of a sudden that becomes discoverable by people who might be looking into whether you're a good fit for their company, their firm, their culture. You're the kind of person that they want to bring into their team, their family. This is a problem. So that was one scenario. The second scenario was somebody that I've worked with for a long time that has really attained a certain level of success. I'd like to say thanks to my coaching. I think in some part that's true. But they keep doing stupid stuff online to make themselves look bad, really bad. In fact, this past week, they wanted recognition for something that they did to appease their manager to connect with their team a different way. And it was an outing, and they made the grand gesture of paying for it, and they went to the public internet, to say, hey, look how great I am. Look what I did. But I didn't really want to be hanging with these people. I didn't really want to be doing this. But I did it because I've been told that I was not stepping up as a leader. I was not stepping up as a manager. They could not understand why all of a sudden there was some negative comments. There was some negative ramifications at work. These are things that really at the end of the day, maybe you're trying to make a bigger point. Maybe you're trying to impress someone out there. Maybe you're just trying to say what's on your mind. My wife always says, Steve, just because you think it doesn't mean you should say it. And I know that I have been guilty of this so many times. But the reality is that when we take it to social media, there is a long history and a way for people to track and see that stuff now, but 3 years from now. And the reality is, whether you're someone just starting out or whether you are someone that is seasoned in your career and has obtained a certain level of success, you need to protect your personal brand reputation. That can be challenging. I know that we have these impulses to say and do things, and there's a lot of advice out there. I'm not trying to say that my approach is the absolute, cat's meow, right? But at the end of the day, there are ways to get these things out there without actually having it pinned to you as a person or a professional. Some dummy profiles, some ways to do some of those things. You'd really have to dig to get into those to say, oh, so that guy, squiggly toe number 7 is Steve Harper. That's not my handle. They would have to work at it, and most companies won't go to that extreme. most recruiters or HR divisions will go to that extreme. But it is a risk. I mean, the more you say publicly about anybody or anything, the more that you are potentially opening yourself up to be scrutinized. So it was just interesting this week because here's someone starting the journey of a new career path who now finds themselves not. And another person who I suspect, based on how I understand it, they may be in a fair bit of trouble right now. Their leader thinks they took this thing public. They think that they were providing some level of criticism about them. And if that got around the team that this person has to work with day to day, it's not going to be a very good work environment if they stay at that work environment at all. Food for thought. I know that this is an probably unpopular topic, but it's an important topic. Think before you speak. Think before you tweet. Think before you do anything on social media that could come back and bite you in the backside. All right, guys, put some thought into that. And as always, I invite you to comment. I invite you to get engaged in this, this discussion, this debate. Tell me what you think. Tell me how I'm wrong. Tell me how you've approached it, or maybe how you've been bitten on the backside by this exact same type of scenario. Love to hear from you. All right, comment below. And of course, if you like it and you like the video and you think it's beneficial, share it. Especially if you're a parent, send this to your kids. Let them watch it. Ask them about it. Have a conversation about it. Don't criticize. Don't use it as an opportunity to like, see, I told you. The Ripple Man even says it. Please don't. I don't need any further hate from the young people. But at the end of the day, maybe this starts a conversation that gets people thinking and helps them look at what they're doing out there, and if it is in support or not of their personal brand. Ripple on, my friends. Ripple on. What do I do with my coffee? Oh.